Mags on Media continues, and some quick-fire brand stories this week. Kagiso Media has joined the television market with the launch of Glow TV. The channel will be available on the new OpenView HD satellite bouquet. According to Kagiso Broadcasting Chief Executive Omar Esak, Glow TV will feature content sourced from India, the UK, Brazil and the United States for now, but expects to add local content to the mix by March next year. And it's considered the Oscars of the local magazine industry. The Afrikaans Women's Glossy Sari and business-to-business publication Risk SA walking away with 5 awards each at the annual Piker Awards. Woolworth's Taste magazine won the Retail and Consumer Goods Customer Excellence Award, while New Media Publishing's VC magazine winning the Philip Tyler Trophy for its successful relaunch of the publication. And we're always on the lookout for great new automobile ads. This one for Audi addresses misconceptions about diesel as a woman fills up her A8 TDI at the pump. It's the inherent sense of drama that really works for us. It's a clever piece of advertising, isn't it? Now, KFC did this earlier in the year, dropping the kernel for a good cause. Well, Coca-Cola has seemingly jumped on the bandwagon to connect with South African teens by dropping its name and replacing it with yours. Well, that's if you have a popular name. Let's go behind the scenes.
We're here, it's day one of our Coca-Cola Bobby commercial. We're shooting with our director, Greg Gray, and this is the first scene.
So we thought, what if we could take the world's most recognizable brand and exchange that brand name with yours?
The world's biggest brand is taking its name away and putting your name in lights, basically, and saying, you are as big as Coca-Cola.
So their brief to us was, how do we amplify that campaign? Our story happens on the day when Coke has launched these names on cans, and everybody in South Africa is excited about finding their own name on a Coke can. We thought it would be interesting to get a protagonist that's not expected. So we've used the family dog.
We ultimately picked an incredible dog called Jules. This dog was literally learning how to open fridges and cooler boxes, and performs better than any human I've ever had on a set.
If we could have artists on set that could act as well as her, life would be easy. She was just incredible.
This is Jules, and she came from a shelter in Los Angeles. She is a Border Collie Pit Bull mix, which is a fantastic mix of dog. Well, we're constantly training the dogs.
Good, jump, good, back, back, get on your mark, good, sit, get there, good, jump.
Coke wanted to tap into this kind of new emerging group of crews that are these young kind of hip and happening guys downtown mainly. We'd kind of had a shootout between going with a Soweto and a downtown Joburg scenario. And it kind of just felt like the crews that we were aiming to use were more from that kind of inner city.
Coke as a brand is all about authenticity, and when you're talking to young people, you really can't pull the wool over their eyes. So when it came to casting, we didn't use actors, we found real people that are brands within their own right. I See a Different You, Vintage Crew, Boys and Bucks, Soweto Skate Society. These are really cool, genuine, authentic young kids that have just got something going on, and they ended up being the actors in our commercial.
Right now we're in the middle of Hillbrow on a rooftop shooting a lovely scene of the Vintage Crew about to do their little dance. It's quite exciting.
So yeah, as much as this has been done in many territories around the world, it's great for us to get an opportunity to do something really big locally.
I think it's an amazing and fantastic partnership, and we've got a really young, creative team, actually. They really did like a really good job.
We basically came up with the 450 most popular names in South Africa.
And yeah, great challenges, but a lot of work. We did a massive system, but then we're looking forward to have this campaign properly executed in trade from the 1st of November.
Jules, what do you think of South Africa so far? Oh, good. Good. You're so silly. Cover.
And my thanks to Coca-Cola for the Jeremy bottle. I'm not sure if it's a popular name, but nonetheless it is very good public relations. Let's move now from brand advertising to brand technology. The watchword these days, or watchwords these days, marketing mobility. Essentially, if consumers aren't engaging on the move, the brand is at a serious disadvantage. Let's talk about that now with Hloni Motsohi from Business Connexion. It's a company that's doing some big work in the field. Welcome, and thank you very much for joining us. Marketing and mobility. What are we actually talking about here?
Well, when you're talking about marketing mobility, what you're doing is you're taking the advertising world and the marketing world and trying to leverage applications, mobility, and apps in order for you to be able to reach your consumers a little bit more effectively, right? Because more consumers are moving towards utilizing the internet a little bit more. Apps are the key elements that are interacting with the internet on a regular basis, and they're driving the way that consumers actually perceive this world.
And so, I'm not a passive consumer in this place. I'm doing something else, right, but I'm also engaging with the messaging.
Right. On a regular basis, consumers are consistently engaging with the internet, consistently engaging with the social media networks. Marketers and advertisers need to start leveraging different mechanisms around how they deliver their content through to their consumers in order for them to attract them.
You've got to make absolutely sure that I want to be there,
right.
But I'm assuming that the tonality and even the length, the duration of that messaging, the content has dramatically changed. Not every brand is getting that right, though.
True, and I think you're starting to see a trend worldwide of organizations starting to take this a little bit more seriously. And yes, there's many organizations that have made a mistake in terms of how to engage with the consumer. One of the key areas around the content that you engage with the consumer is that it needs to be consistent. It needs to be consistent, it needs to be experiential on a regular basis.
And the word gamification, I mean, that has opened up a whole new vista in terms of brands. In fact, I'm surprised that you're not talking to me and playing a game at the same time. You're a big gamer.
I was actually just playing a game outside before I came in here.
Why has that become so important, though?
I think gamification is about people want interesting things. I mean, they want to be able to have fun whilst they're engaging with their lives. I mean, sometimes life can be mundane, we can be stressed, and we can be bombarded by all of this information from all around us. But if you make it fun for us, then it becomes, we engage with it a little bit more, and it becomes a lot better for us.
As long as the brand insertion is not too overt, that you've got to be fairly subtle.
As long as it's not pervasive also, yeah, no, definitely. One of the things that I've realized is that gamification is not just about just developing a game and then putting ads on it for your brand. No, it's about amalgamating the whole gamification methodology into your advertising and marketing. So your marketing around your brand is gamified as opposed to you creating a game for your company.
All right, Hloni, very quickly, as we come to the end of this, you've wowed us, you've dazzled us. Brands have got to be there, it's absolutely critical.
Right.
In terms of this mobile marketing strategy, where do brands start in terms of developing something to take it forward? Baby steps, or could you just go in with one big go?
Well, there's different ways of actually doing it, but the key element of it is that you need to move rapidly, yes, but you need to have a structured strategy. And that's the one mistake that a lot of organizations make, is not having the right type of strategy to help you go into the market. I mean, that's why, for example, Business Connexion being an ICT player, we create partnerships with a lot of different players that can add value in many elements of a mobile strategy, and also ourselves, and then we partner with organizations to help them develop that strategy. So those elements are the key. In order for you to actually get that mobile strategy right, you need to actually cover the landscape as best as possible.
Thanks for the insight. Time, unfortunately, against us. Hloni Motsohi from Business Connexion, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Jeremy.
That's it for this week. You can let us know what you think about this particular insight and the rest of our stories on Facebook and on Twitter. The addresses are on your screen. You can mail us as well, magsonmedia@enca.com. On next week's programme, some epic Christmas ads coming out of the United Kingdom. Thank you for watching, and goodbye to you.
That moves. enca.com.